hire a shipper if she wanted one. And what better way to assure that she got a type of quality service Ditzy wanted for her than do it herself? Okay, she agreed finally. I'll do it. Where can we find this colt? That's easy, Dinky announced. The country fair is opening today, just outside of town. Nearly every filly and colt in Ponyville is going to be there. Oh, this is going to be adorable. Dinky nodded. Well, then, what are you waiting for? Let's go. Dinky bent down and allowed Dinky to clamber onto her back. Then the mare took off, making sure to stay well clear of the smallest obstacle. A crash while carrying a passenger was not an ideal situation. So what can you tell me about this colt? Dinky asked the filly on her back. His name is Pipsqueak. He moved here from Cottingham about a year ago. I've kind of had a crush on him for a while now, and Twist keeps telling me that I should get to know him. Since I ever hardly speak to him at school, he was at my birthday party too, but that's just because he invited almost every pony. I didn't get to talk to him or anything like that while he was over. I think I remember him, Ditty said hesitantly. Was he the white earth pony with the brown spots? That's him. He seems sweet and well behaved, unlike other colts in my class, and his accent is so cute. Ditzy laughed. Well, don't worry. We'll get you two acquainted in no time. Aw, this is so adorable. The Pegasus passed over the last buildings in the northern edge of Ponyville, and the fair came into full view of the fields up ahead. Dozens of colorful tents covered... How long am I recording? I feel like my throat's gonna give out any second. I'm gonna stop at 30 minutes, so, yeah. I'm not even halfway through the chapter, by the way. Or I could be. Last time it kind of cut off at a weird spot. So this might be an hour recording, or it might not. Dozens of colorful tents covered several square acres. Music could be heard faintly from a few of the performances taking place far below. The smell of fresh cooked hay fries and tasty fruit pies. Why don't they have just regular fries? I mean, potatoes aren't meat, right? Question mark. I wonder what hay fries taste like. Like hay? I've never had hay before. Well, that's your fault. Peggy, what does it taste like? Tell me. Tell me your experiences with hay fries. Alright. You haven't had any. Not the after show. This is not the after show. Don't leave. Alright, the first thing I need to do is find somewhere to hide. After all, we can't have the target finding out that I'm helping you. Can we? It probably doesn't matter, considering you're my mom, Dinky observed. I mean, that would be the most avert suspicion, unless he hears you talking about shipping. But let's follow protocol anyway, just in case. Dizzy nodded. I'll keep myself hidden under the south stage, she said, pointing to one of the many performance areas the fair sported. I can see most of the booths and tents from there, and you can crawl under and talk to me when you need advice. Just don't let Pipsqueak know. Dinky gasped suddenly. Pipsqueak had just rounded a corner and came into view a few tents away. I gotta make myself scarce, Ditsy said. Just go talk to Pipsqueak and ask him if he wants to hang out for a while. And come talk to me as soon as you can get away. Dinky nodded, and Ditsy scrambled over the plaza and ducked under the stage. Watching from the shadows, Dinky took a deep breath to calm herself, and trotted toward the place Pipsqueak was standing. The colt was purchasing some cotton candy, and didn't seem to notice her approach. Hi, Pip, the filly squeaked, using the nickname all the foals in school usually called the colt. Pipsqueak jumped a little at the sound of his name, and spun to face the ponyhead who had addressed him. Oh, hi, Dinky, he replied. There was a short silence, in which the colt glanced at the sugary tree he was holding, and then back at the unicorn. Want some candy? Sure, Dinky responded, taken off guard by the friendly offer from the other pony she hardly knew. Thanks, Pip. It's nothing. Yeah, I can't talk like that. I don't know what the accent is, actually. It's nothing, Pipsqueak replied, passing a lump of the fuzzy pink mass to, Pink Dinky. Another short silence endured as both foals dug into their snack. So, Pip, Dinky chanced, trying to sound their best casual in front of her crush. The rest of my friends aren't here yet. Want to walk around the fair with me for a while? Pipsqueak nodded. Why not? I don't have any plans. Dinky smiled. Okay, but first I need to, use the little filly's room. Back in a minute. Pip nodded and watched the unicorn trot away. Once he was out of sight, the colt glanced around before stealthily ducking into the unmanned ticket booth. Closing the door of the small space carefully behind him, he turned and looked up at the other pony hidden inside. A white Pegasus with a dark gray mane and a green ferret. It worked, Uncle Cloudcover. Oh no, impossible. C'est impossible. Je ne sais pas ce que fait. Je parle. Je ne sais que parle. It worked, Uncle Cloudcover, Pipsqueak announced excitedly. I shared my cotton candy with her, and she asked me to hang out. Yeah. Oh my god, this is super bootleg. Forever alone. Brilliant, Cloudcover. Brilliant. Excellent, Cloudcover replied. Now the best thing to do from here is just get to know her. You two need to enjoy yourself for a bit to get to be friends. Ride a few rides, play some games, see a show or two. And remember to keep being just as polite and social as you are now. Then again, I'm sure you do that anyway. I can't imagine some pony not liking a perky little colt like you. I don't like that word, perky. Just not with children, not with men, not with boys, not with like little boys. It doesn't feel right. Or men. That doesn't feel right with men. I just don't see it a lot with the world, with the guy. Okay. Pipsqueak grinned. Okay, I'll go find her again. Thanks, Uncle. You're a real good shipper. One thing, before you go, Cloudcover interjected. What is the filly's name? Her name is Dinky. Dinky. Cloudcover nodded and watched as his nephew trotted back into the plaza. Dinky, he thought. Now, I know I've heard of that name once or twice before, but where? Now do you understand? Oh, God, I'm being really interrupted. I'm so sorry, people. Now, do you understand what you need to do? Ditsy asked. Yeah, it's easy, Dinky replied. I just need to treat him like he's one of my regular phones, and pretty soon he'll become one. Right, the mayor affirmed. This is your best chance to build a bond with him. Once he gets to know you, he'll probably start to like you. The filly clambered out of the crawl space beneath the stage and ran back to meet up with Pipsqueak. Things went like a dream for both foals for the next hour or so. Dinky and Pipsqueak trotted all around the fair, having a blast in many novelties and attractions. They took a ride on the Ferris wheel, attended a short concert performed by a traveling polka band, which was led by Granny Smith's brother, Old Apple Strudel, and took a look into the pens full of the prize-winning farm animals. They even entered a pie eating contest. Pipsqueak was impressed when Dinky managed to place sixth, beating about half-dozen adult ponies also competing. Soon the two trotted onto another walkway that was lined with carnival games. Each pony had a few bits with them, so it was possible to play a few games on the way by. Suddenly, Dinky spotted the grand prize hanging from one of the stands. Oh, the official princess dress-up kit. The box on the shelf showed a colorful picture of its contents. A plastic crown, a chess piece, and shoes, all modeled to look like the royal garb of Princess Celestia, but, resized to be worn by a filly. Dinky was spellbound. Pip, I'm gonna try to win this one, Dinky announced, running over to the stand. Step right up, okay. Step right up, little filly, the stand's operator announced. It's just one bit to try, and win big! Dinky placed her coin on the counter. What do I have to do to win the princess dress-up kit? I don't know why, but every time I read that, I kind of feel like pointing up in the air, like in the direction it would be in. Like I'd be like, "Give me the princess dress-up kit." You just have to use this little pop gun to knock down all 5 pirate ships. That's bull crap. I would not know how to do that if I was, like Dinky's age. I don't know. She's like 8, 10, 11. I don't know. I don't think if I was doing that, I think I'd be like 6 or 8, maybe 9. I'll probably be pushing it around 10 though. I don't know. I really have no idea. As the pony finished speaking, a number of cardboard ships appeared above the backdrop of painted waves, and began to move around quickly as the mechanism beneath switched their positions. Dinky took aim and began to fire the corks at the pop gun. The little moving ships, though, were a little faster than she had anticipated. The first few shots bounced harmlessly off the watery backdrop. Dinky aimed once more and fired again, managing to knock over one of the targets, but to her dismay, the removal of one of the targets caused the others to begin to move even faster. Dinky fired the toy weapon again and again in vain, and soon she was all out of ammo. The game stopped and the cardboard ships disappeared. This thing is rigged. Come on, Pip. I guess we'll play someplace else. Wait, the Colt insisted. Let me try. What's the point? Dinky asked. They get faster every time you hit one. No pony could hit the last few, I bet. Pipsqueak didn't respond. Instead, he placed a coin on the counter, which was swept up quickly by the grinning booth operator. Pipsqueak picked up the toy gun, and once again the 5 targets appeared and began to move. The brown and white Colt barely needed more than a second and a quick glance before his first shot was fired. The first ship went down immediately. Nice shot, Dinky commented, somewhat impressed. Pipsqueak mumbled a quick word of thanks as he concentrated on hitting the second target. After a moment, he took a second shot, and the cork bounced off the side of the second moving target. He had already gotten farther than Dinky. Now the cardboard roads began to move at impressive speed. Dinky was sure Pip looked. Is this a new omen that I should read Fallout Equestria? No! I would probably read Pink Eyes, because no one reads that, even though I thought it was pretty good. But then again, I never really read more than a few chapters. Why? Because I don't have time. Hi, this is John Green. And this is Crash Course for World History. I love that guy. That guy makes my history class so much more bearable. Suddenly, there was a loud whir from the game's mechanism. The last remaining boat abruptly doubled in speed, zipping around the tiny stage almost too quickly to follow. Oh, come on, Dinky groaned. That's just ridiculous. Pipsqueak's head darted left and right, his eyes trained on the cardboard target that was now the only thing between him and victory. He still had 5 shots left. The one of them had to hit the little ship. The Colt aimed carefully and let another cork fly, but the ship whizzed out of the way. He missed by over a foot, making the proper estimation adjustment in his mind. He fired again, striking much closer but still missing his target. Dinky watched silently from behind, unwilling to let herself believe that Pipsqueak might actually manage to win this silly game. Pipsqueak fired his 8th shot with perfect timing. It should have struck the boat dead on, but at the very last second the target sporadically changed direction. A coincidence? It's got some sort of sensor, Pipsqueak suddenly realized. It's programmed to turn around if it realizes it's moving at the path of a cork, which means... The Colt stared at the boat, watching its movements for another few seconds. Slowly, he closed one eye and aimed the pop gun, concentrating hard on his next maneuver. Pop, pop! Pipsqueak fired both of the remaining corks, one after another. The first flew directly toward the boat, which, exactly as he had anticipated, immediately changed direction, moving directly into the path of the second shot. The booth's owner gasped as the last of the tiny targets fell down, and the bell rang, indicating a winner. Muttering something of likely obscene content to himself, the owner begrudgingly lifted the prize from the top shelf and placed it on the counter. Pipsqueak turned to the filly next to him, putting his hoof on her chin and gently closed her mouth, which had dropped open in the shock of the results of the game. Well, go ahead, take it, he said. I don't want it. An enormous smile washed over Dinky's features. Thank you, Pipsqueak, she cried delightedly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Pinky and why do I keep saying Pinky? Oh, yeah. Don't give me that face. That face. Dinky embraced the Colt briefly before recalling her feelings for him and drawing back in embarrassment. Both foes blushed slightly. Dinky struggled to scramble out of the awkward situation she had just created. Why don't I go take the purse to my mom? I think she's somewhere around here. She can hold on to it until I go home. Yeah, good idea, Pipsqueak agreed, also eager for a quick repose from the sudden uncomfortable mood. I'll meet up with you in a bit. Dinky nodded and trotted away with her princess dress up in tow. She galloped across the fair and ducked under the stage again, where Ditzy was still hidden. I saw the whole thing, Ditzy whispered when her daughter approached. Look like things are really going well so far. Yeah, Dinky agreed. I think that hug might have been overkill, though. It shouldn't really matter. What do we do now? Dinky attempted to respond, but was interrupted by a loud sound of hoofsteps overhead. Some pony was now on the stage above their heads. Some sort of show was about to start. Already, a crowd was gathering under the stage's perimeter, making it impossible for Dinky to crawl out undetected. The fillies looked at her mother with concern. Now what? How long is this chapter? Jesus. I've been reading for ages. Wow, I still got ages to go. I think I'm gonna stop here. Why? Because my nose is hurting from all the voice changes. If that makes any sense. Goodbye, people. Love you. See you next time, my adorable little subjects. Next time, you will all be lucky to see Pinky's reign. Pinky, Pinky, come over here. Hey, could you do me a favor? Get a party hat. This is pretty awesome. I'm not done, but this is the end of today's reading because it's done. I don't